Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my review for The Heat, starring Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy, that new fat chick everybody loves. And I gotta tell you, I was dreading seeing this film because every time I saw this freaking trailer, I was mad. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I saw it a good 15 times before the movie came out. Yeah, I see a lot of movies, and I saw it a good 15 times, and I was just so annoyed. And of course, I saw this before I even saw White House Down, a movie I was actually kind of looking forward to, and I only saw the trailer maybe 2 times. So, yay to me. So, what did I think of The Heat? Well, let's talk about the story. Alright, so the story for The Heat follows Sandra Bullock's character, Sarah Ashburn, who is an FBI agent that is damn good at her job. She's very serious about her job, and she can sniff out drugs before a cop dog can. She is great. So, of course, her being so good, there has to be some problems. Well, she is really good at her job, but the thing is that nobody really likes her because she's so good and she's so just smarmy about it. She's always like, oh, look at me, I'm the best, and nobody really likes her. So, she wants to get a promotion, and her boss, played by Damian Bashir, says, you can get this promotion as long as you go and do this final task, this new mission, pretty much. This new one last mission that will change your life forever, pretty much. You have to go to some state, I don't remember, and go finish this job, whatever. There's a bunch of drug things, and there's people getting caught up and stuff. I don't know, who cares? She goes there, and of course she meets up with Melissa McCarthy's character, who is a cop, who is tough as nails, a complete bitch, and she's just psychotic in a way. But she meets up with her. She really wants to be in on the case because this is her neighborhood and she wants to protect it from whatever drug lord killing people, whatever. And of course, Sarah Ashburn and this girl named Mullins have to go team up and find out who the drug dealer is, why is he cutting up people, blah blah blah. It's pretty simple. And I've said this a lot for movies this year, but this story is predictable and generic. You know where it's gonna go. You know there's gonna be a part where they start hating each other and stuff. You know, they have a big argument, then they get back together. You know there's gonna be a part where they talk about their past and you're supposed to feel sad for them. You know where it's going. It's predictable as all hell, but is it fun? Yes, kinda. There's a lot of parts where it slows down and it's not funny, and it's just like, alright, I know where this is going. Okay, oh, she has a sad past. Oh, this is why she's like this. Okay, yeah, alright, it's not that great. I don't really care about these characters enough for me to want to know about their past. And most of the time when they're talking about their past, it just turns into another joke. So, and it's not a funny joke. So, I'm just like, okay, that was just waste. Just go and do the rest of the story, please. And then they do, and there's a lot of parts that are really fun, very funny. Melissa McCarthy, I was starting to not really like her. I didn't care for her in The Hangover. I didn't think she was that bad, but I really didn't like her in Identity Thief. And she's kind of playing the same character, except she's likable. She's not a bitch, and she's funnier. She's funnier, which, thank you. There's parts where she just goes around like just insulting people, and I love it. Whenever she starts insulting people, it's not just like, hey, bitch. No, she's like coming up with really funny things to say, and every time she does that, well, not every time, but most of the time she does that, it's actually really funny. There are some hit and miss jokes, but for the most part they hit. Sandra Bullock plays, you know, the straight character, you know, the one that doesn't make jokes. She says poopy besides shit, you know, all that stuff. And even though she plays that character, there's parts where I thought she was really funny. I haven't seen Sandra Bullock in a role like that in a very long time. So I was like, you know what, okay, good job, Sandra Bullock. I like you in this film too. And the rest of the supporting cast does a good job as well. Especially, I was very surprised by this, Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans is good in this film. He's good. It's like me saying Chris Tucker was good in Silver Linings Playbook. Now, not as good as that, mind you. But here, he's calm. He's not around yelling at things. He's not getting butt raped by a ghost like in Haunted House. There's none of that. He's calm. He's never really making jokes. He's just there, and I think he was really good. So for the most part, the acting is really good. Nothing amazing, but everybody's having a fun time. And the movie itself can be very funny at times too. And the story, while predictable, can be fun at times too. Even though it does have those moments that are just like, oh my god, come on. So I'm very surprised to say that The Heat is actually not that bad. I actually enjoyed it for the most part. It has a lot of slow parts where it just gets into predictability and it's just not that great. The characters themselves aren't all that likable. I mean, they're likable for the most part, but it's not like you really want to know what's going on in their freaking life. You don't care. You just want to hear the next joke. And for the most part, there's a lot of parts where it slows down, but then it gets back into jokes pretty quickly. And for the most part, the jokes are good. And there's actually a decent amount of violence here. There's not too much. It's rated R. You get to see pictures of people cut up, people getting hit by things, explosions. There's not really a lot of action in this, but it's a fair amount of comedy with some action and some violence and a lot more comedy. And then some, slow parts where they talk, and that's the crappy parts. But everything else is pretty damn good. So you know what? The Heat, it slows down. It's way too long. It's like 2 hours long. It should have been like an hour and a half. But I'm gonna give it a 28 out of 40. I'm very surprised to say I actually enjoyed this movie that I was dreading to see. So there you go. It's like another Beautiful Creatures. Yay. So there you go. There's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye.